Shalom. Shalom, ahad wa baraka. In other words, peace, love, and blessings. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Kakadash, and double honors to the elder apostles, the prophets, and the teachers over at GMS that are bringing out this 100% truth for the last 30 plus years. And you know how I always tell you guys, not wavering to the left or to the right, but sticking to the righteous doctrine that was given to us, which is really important in this day and age. I mean, just really important. Real important. People don't realize that. But this, I don't know, I can't believe this thing is on still. It's ready. All right, let's go to the book of Isaiah. Now I'm going in on you, you Christians. You Christians will not receive the kingdom. Christianity was created to keep the Israelites from the truth, because we were made to not be able to even read a book, specifically the Bible, for 400 years. It was punishable by death, and in that time, that's when they tried to what do they call it? To reteach us, in other words, to teach us that they're the gods and we're the lowest of the low, we're only Africans, all these different things. Christianity was not intended for us to receive the kingdom. Christianity was intended to keep us from the kingdom. That's what I'm telling you, man. If you're a Christian, you're not going to receive the kingdom. It says all Israel will be saved, though. On this side, you're a Christian, though. You're not an Israelite. So you're not going to be saved on this side. You have to die that horrific death, which is it's a scary thing when you think about it. But, you know, it has to happen to somebody, because there's going to be people out there that don't follow in the truth. And when you don't follow in the truth, there's consequences. And if you're not familiar with that, it means that if your parents tell you to do something and they say, if you don't do this, I'm going to give you a spank. And what happens when you don't do it? You receive that spank. So Yahweh is going to spank all you Israelites and punish you first. You Christians are going down, man. And the reason why I have to go in on Christians again is because it's always the same. You get a bunch of unlearned, like a whole tsunami wave, just like 1,000 Christians that are unlearned that come out into the world. And what they do is they hear scriptures taken out of context. They take the scriptures out of context. And what happens once you start doing that? Once you start taking stuff out of context, what happens? You're changing the truth. And then that goes into Revelation chapter 22, 18 and 19. It's removing you from the kingdom. You could be a righteous man all your life. Ezekiel 33 and 12. And as soon as you start falling off and going into sin, you start falling off and going into Christianity. But I'll tell you what, you Christians that come back to the truth, you could be a Christian falling off all your life. But as soon as you come back to this 100% truth and realize that you've been lied to, the Most High said, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai says there's salvation for you. Just like if you're keeping the laws all your life and you start to fall back into Christianity, like these black Hebrew Israelite camps, black Hebrew Israelism, African Americans. Anyway, so the camps like IUIC, they teach a Christian doctrine, but call it an Israelite doctrine. And then ISUPK, they literally teach a black-only doctrine, which isn't even in the Bible. They just made that shit up. But let's get into it, because these Christian teachers are also, they have to be stopped. The Christians also have to be stopped. So I'm going to start with, this is Isaiah chapter 3, starting at verse 8. Isaiah chapter 3, starting at verse 8. And really, this is why, because when you go into this, let me just read it first. For Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen, because their tongue and their doings are against Yahweh. to provoke the eyes of his glory. So what do you guys do? You say the laws are done away with. You guys have graven images that you bow down to and worship. Don't tell me that there's not a sticker on the back of every truck out here with some fucking cowboy and a cross and a cowboy taking a knee with his hat off and a fucking horse next to him, or Calvin bowing down to a cross, the comic book guy. You guys bow down to graven images and then you make it into like a cute thing. Oh, look how cute it is. Nah, it ain't cute. It's against scripture. You guys literally, so how you provoke his eyes. You are doing things that are against the teachings of Yahweh. Their tongues, because of their tongues. Woo! And what does that take you into? Let's keep reading now. Their tongues, and we all know the things that you speak are out of context, and then they're direct lies to produce your cause. So you have a narrative that you're trying to push, so you take the verses out of context and you lie to people. Their tongues, ooh, that's beautiful. But anyway, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. And their doings are against Yahweh. So your tongues, what you're speaking, and your actions are completely against what this truth is teaching. And that's why when you're dealing with these Christians, they'll never come with a scripture, but they'll tell you that we're black only. When my wife is white. I have one of my kids came out white. If you want to be skin color, I'm not black. I'm a dark brown. I'm a light brown, honestly. Look at this. This is black. So the whole skin color thing is null and void, but you guys run a whole doctrine off of skin color and then say that we're racist if we tell you that Yahweh Shai is black. If that's not the most low down, dirty, underhanded, two-faced, what do they call it, lie ever, you guys are the racist. You guys produced a white Jesus that's not in the Bible, that has straight hair and blue eyes with a docile look. When it says our father was so, that Yahweh Shai was so angry that his eyes were red. He had that real serious look on his face. Not the, I could save everybody. That's bullshit. That's that feminine God that you guys worship that goes into female goddess of fertility worship. You want everything to be practically a woman. And then when we tell you, nah, Yahweh was a strong black man. He was a strong, for the sake of argument, we're going to say black, because that's what you guys know. He was a strong so-called black man. In fact, if you go to the Bible that predates the Geneva Bible by a couple hundred years, the Wycliffe Bible, it'll say that he was laden. So when it goes into Revelation 1 and I think 14 and 15, it says that his head is hair white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire, but his feet were like laden, like the dross of gold, laden of a chimney. Do you know what that means? It means that the soot inside of a chimney, that black, dirty soot, he was so dark. He was as dark as the inside of a dirty chimney. What is the dross? The dross is the black stuff that comes off of gold. Now, I can show you gold with dross in it. That's just not, it's just gold that's not pure. I mean, they'll, like when they do, when they scrape the computers for all the gold off and they make it, it'll have dross and it'll have black through it. And so you would have to continuously refine it to get that dross out, but it is black. So when you guys sit there and say that we're racist for producing a color narrative, you're really just trying to mask over yourselves. You're trying to redirect and say, oh, no, it's those guys. They're racist. I can't believe they're saying that. But you guys have been doing this the whole way through. The whole way through. All of a sudden, we bring the truth out about it, and we're the racist, and we're going by a black-only doctrine, which is a lie. Like I said, my wife is white, and she's a native, because when we were mingled among the other nations, we began to look like the other nations. So her skin so happens to be white. Imagine that. Yet her spirit is Israel. Wow, really? So she doesn't have that Edomite mindset. She doesn't have that worldly mindset. She has a Yashar Allah mindset. Anyway, back to it. Doing too much talking. Let's keep reading. Let's read 90. Let's read 9 again. The show of their, let's move on to verse 9. This is Isaiah chapter 39. The shew of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. Yet they declare their sin as Sodom, they hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So wait a second, what is Sodom all about? Now you Christian churches said that, hey, come as you are. Come as you are. So what did you guys do? Now you have, you got people from the Rainbow Mafia running churches and saying that just completely coming with a narrative that is the most false doctrine. The most false. And you guys believe it. It's not that you believe it, you justify it in your minds, and you want to believe it, but you even know that it's not the truth. That's why you guys are so mad. You're always mad. You ever notice that? The Rainbow Mafia, always mad about something. Why? Because nobody likes you. The Most High hates you. And guess what your reward is? You rewarded evil unto yourselves. And that's the first thing I think. I remember Sodom too. Woe unto their souls, destruction unto your soul. For they have rewarded evil unto themselves. The Most High said, you did this to yourself. So whatever happens to you, you deserve it. And you Christian churches, you know what you're doing. You know that in the background, half of you pastors are out there with little boys. What are you guys at the Catholic Church? You bishops and you rabbis and all you different titles. You guys just keep getting swapped around, messing around with little boys. Women running the church. I mean, you guys have completely destroyed what the truth is all about. You have turned it into a circus. You could have like about 5 or 6 different churches out there, and I mean, it would be like all next to each other. It would be like a circus at the end of the whatever they do when church is over, when they all come out at the same time. It would look like a circus. You got the Rainbow Mafia Church. You got the church where the pastors mess with little boys. You got the Catholic Church, the Protestant Church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church. You tell me. And then they want to talk about us. They want to talk about us sincerely bringing out this righteous 100% truth. You know that the name GMS will never cross any of their mouths, because everybody who's ever said GMS and said something negative, they turned out to be deviants. Some dudes even end up in prison. One guy even, he blasphemed not only GMS, but he blasphemed Yahushua and called him Jesus, called him gay. What was that guy's name? Rap the News or whoever he was. Remember, he just up and kicked the bucket. Ain't nobody do nothing to them. Felt bad. They couldn't repent. But you know what? On this side, you weren't part of the fold. And these guys will get into rewarding evil unto themselves. So verse 10, say ye to the righteous that it shall be well with him, for they shall eat the fruit of their doings. You see that? So the wicked have rewarded wicked unto themselves. They've rewarded evil unto themselves. But the righteous will eat the fruit of their doings also. So the righteous are going to be safe. In all this, it says the Most High ain't gonna let you even stub a toe, just as long as you do what He's telling you to do. Nobody's perfect. These guys at IUIC are gonna lie to you and tell you, yeah, we keep all the laws. Really? When was the last time you took somebody from the Rainbow Mafia, stoned them to death, buried them under a pile of rocks, and named it? When did you guys do that? You're liars. Nobody can keep all the laws at this time, but you can keep the laws to the best of your ability, according to your knowledge, learning and applying to your life the things that you can do. So no, nobody can keep all the laws at this time, but when Yahushua returns, all the laws will be back in play. Just remember that. Just Remember that. One more verse in the book of Isaiah. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. And I just showed you it, and now this is crazy because it's telling you in 9 and 11, in verses 9 and in verses 11, it's telling you you're going to be destroyed because you rewarded evil unto yourselves. So woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. So and that goes into and I bring this out in every class too, Revelation 22 and 12. Let's get it. So watch this. It's the same thing. It's saying the same thing, but this is Yahushua speaking right here. It's in red. And behold, I come quickly. My reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So some of you are thinking that you're blessed because you haven't been judged yet. Woo! But he's telling you right now, that when he gets here, the ones of you that haven't been judged already, he's bringing a special reward for you. For the righteous, they're going to eat the fruit of their doings, and for the wicked, they've rewarded evil unto themselves. You know, I was going to bring out something else, but I am just not. I've never even gotten to the notes yet. So let's see what I got on these notes, and then I'll bring out a few of them, and then we'll just shut it down. This was just supposed to be a little quick exhortation before we hit the highways and the hedges today. So let's go to the book of Psalms and see what we got here. Now I don't even know what these notes. I don't even know if these notes are going to relate to what I was talking about. But you know what? Let's get it. Psalm 28, and going down to starting at 1. Unto thee will I cry, O Yahweh, my rock. Be not silent to me, lest if thou be silent to me, I become like them that go down into the pit. That's all you Christians that are teaching all the laws done away with, that are teaching we're in the new covenant, that are teaching virgin birth, that are teaching Christmas and Easter and all of these pagan holidays. You guys are going down. Your idolatry worship, your self worship, do as thou wilt worship. It says that we're begging the Most High, please protect us so we don't become like these people. Don't let us fall back into the world, pursuant to Revelation 18 and 4. Verse 2, hear the voice of my supplication when I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands towards the holy oracle. Hear me, please, when I'm telling you this. I don't want to be part of this world. Draw me not away with the wicked. Draw me not away. Don't let my mind be changed into this worldly mindset, okay? And with the workers of iniquity. Draw me not away with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace with their tongues, but mischief is in their heart. They speak peace unto you. This is these churches too. Oh, what do they say? The guy walks around every time we go out there on the weekends. Jesus, Satan, get under my foot. Blah 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 blah. Trying to yell over us. Never listen. Never once has they ever brought out an actual verse. And when they do, it's of course it's going to be they're going to paraphrase it out of context. So he's saying they speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is really in their heart. They don't really believe the truth. But I don't understand in my mind why they keep going through the motions. They believe that false doctrine. That you can't just go through the motions like that. You got to believe something. So these guys are really on that false doctrine, even after they can read it for themselves, word for word, right out of this book, what's going on, and they still would rather the lie. And I was taught this when I was younger. In this world, We're taught a lie, but they were really good at it, and they taught the lie so good. They made this lie that we're living so good that when we hear the truth, we'd rather live the lie. And that's what Christianity is. When the Christians hear that they're not teaching the scriptures correctly, it becomes more of a pride. It becomes more pride than them actually being sincere, because they want to be right. It's embarrassing to be learning Christianity all your life, and then someone come and tell you, no, that's wrong, that's wrong, everything you know is wrong, you're wrong. Absolutely, you need to start all over. It's like bullshit, So we all started somewhere, because I remember going into the Baptist church all my life, vacation Bible school, power hour on Wednesdays. I had to do it all. So I had to be so don't think I don't know about Christianity. I know everything about what you guys be doing. I know all your little secrets. But what I'm trying to say is, you guys don't teach the Bible, and you're going to be judged for that. You teach a peace, feel good, everybody saved doctrine, but that's mischief in itself. So mischief must be in your heart. So when you get into the mischief, what is it? It's money. They're being paid to teach against the truth. Let's keep going. Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. Render to them their deserts. Man, this is all lining up, isn't it? It's all lining up, huh? Repay them for their works, Father. And we're all begging for them to get repaid for their works, so we can get this all cleared up. So when people look up and they see an Israelite, they're like, oh man, those guys were telling the truth. And that day's going to come. That day's going to come. In the place where they said that you are not the children of Israel, it's going to be the place where they said that you are truly the sons and daughters of the living God. Come on now, man. We're going to be shown in front of the whole world who we are. You are going to be shown. We already know who we are, but we're not going to sit there and give up. See, that's what Christianity's hoping for. That's why they're sending out this whole new giant, a whole new pack of dumb Christians. A bunch of what did Minaj Lakbal call those girls? A pack of wild hyenas. That's what these Christians remind me of. A pack of wild hyenas. They have no order. Everything is done calm and orderly. You're supposed to listen to somebody, let them finish speaking, and then reply. They come in, Jesus, get under my foot, Satan, get under my foot, don't read the Bible. What the fuck are you guys doing? You're talking over the Bible, and it shows your righteousness. But also, give them according to their deeds, right? And according to the wickedness of their endeavors. Give them after the work of their hands. If this is your handiwork, then you should be repaid for that. But especially if you're going against the children of Israel that are sincerely and righteously trying to bring the other children back to understanding. So you're in a bad place. Render to them their deserts. Verse 5, because they regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands. He shall destroy them and not build them up. And that goes for all of you. You Christians are going to be destroyed. I always wait to see that same person a couple years down the road after they talked all of the nonsense and the crafty, wicked, twisted speech, which saying things that they ought not, which subvert whole houses. I'm gonna have to get that out. That's what Titus chapter 1 and 11, or 11 and 1. Anyway, you guys are ruining houses, and by what? Teaching against the truth. I might as well get that real quick. Let me get that real quick. I know it's in Titus. I think it's chapter 1. I could be wrong. Let's find it. Titus, chapter 1. Nope. No, where is it? Man, now I'm drawing a complete blank. teaching things they ought not, they subvert whole houses. Yeah, I was right. Titus 1:11. Wait, I must see. I didn't. That's what happened. Uh it did. It kept me in the book that I had been in, but previously it never switched to the new book. Okay, now we're in Titus. It didn't. It didn't actually switch out. So Titus 1 and starting at verse 10. Titus 1 and 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. That is not only the camps, but all you Christian pastors, your Creflo Dollars, and all of you. Yeah, you know who you are. Why do I have to say your name? You guys all know what you're doing. You guys all know that you're wicked. You know that you. Let me read it. Let me read it. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things what they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. And we all know what this means at this point. Subvert means to destroy. Teaching things they ought not, that's teaching fucking Christmas and Easter and virgin birth and everybody's saved and we're in the new covenant. Do as thou wilt. You can eat pork. That's teaching things they ought not for filthy lucre's sake. What is lucre? Money. So they are lying to you in your face for money. Do you guys understand it yet? Do you understand it yet? Let's go back to Psalms. Let's go back to Psalm. Let's read verse 5 again. Let's read verse 5. Let's read verse 5. Let's go down to verse 5 is what I'm trying to say. Because they regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands. That is our instructions. He shall destroy them and not build them up. So you're going to be destroyed for not following these instructions. Instead, you teach things which you ought not for money, and you're destroying the children of Israel in doing so. So no, and I'm definitely talking about you Christians, because you guys just like on every level. And yeah, anybody that's teaching, if you're saying Most High Christ bless, and you can teach in the name of Jesus and God, you're a Christian. You're literally Christianity with a Hebrew Israelite twist on it. Stop all that. Give me a break. Because you regard not the works of Yahweh, nor the operation of his hands, he shall destroy them and not build them up. Now, we already watched Sakari go down in a blink of an eye. We watched, who was it? T.D. Jakes go down in the blink of an eye. They caught him naked at you know what he was doing with the P. Diddy parties. So these people are going down in the blink of an eye. Remember Polite? He said that Elder Apostle Tahar was a grapist of little children. Guess what happened to Polite? He has been found guilty of statutory rape of a minor, which makes him a sexual deviant. See, we can go on forever. We can go on forever. He's going to destroy you. He's not going to build you up. And so I'm waiting to see when the IRCPK and IUIC go down. But maybe he's saving those for last. The grand, got to have the grand finale. Let's read verse 6. Blessed be Yahweh, because he hath heard the voice of my supplications. The Wawa Barakatha, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. You know why he heard his voice? Because Yahweh doth not hear sinners, but this guy is not a sinner. So he knows that the Most High is listening to him. Anyway, let's keep going. Verse 7. Yahweh is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. Your heart is your mind. So in my brain, my mind, I trust in him. And I am helped because I have faith. Trusting in something means you have faith in it. If you trust in GPS, it says there's a right turn in 300 feet. There's going to be a right turn in 200 feet. There's going to be a right turn in 100 feet. In 50 feet, make a right turn. Right turn. Are you going to keep going straight? No. If you had faith in GPS, you're going to make that right turn. So my heart trusts in him. I am helped. I have faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Dash. Why? Because he's going to help me. Not this wicked Christianity that tells you you don't have to listen to the truth any longer. How do you start a book from the almost the end of the book, like the last few books of the Bible, and then say, "Oh, well, I know the whole Bible now because I read the New Testament because the Old Testament's done away with. That's all garbage." That's what Christianity pretty much teaches. But then they'll go to the Old Testament for like any feel good message they can teach so they can get money out of the people. That's that filthy lucre's sake. That's doing things that teaching things that they ought not. So he's going to be our strength and we're helped. Therefore, my mind greatly rejoiced, my heart greatly rejoiced, and with my song I praise him. So we praise him in song. Listen up, verse 8. Yahweh is their strength, and he is the saving strength of his anointed. Those are the ones that are chosen. You did not choose me, I chose you. The chosen are the anointed. Save the people and bless thine inheritance. Feed them also and lift them up forever. So that 1/3 is going to be lifted up forever. But let me let's jump around a little bit more. I got a couple more verses. I got a whole book full of notes. Let's go over to Luke. We'll bring out a couple more and then we'll shut it down. I think we made the point that these people are not going to make it. We'll bring out we'll bring out a couple more. Let's go to Luke chapter 12. I'll make sure that it switches books too, man. That always messes me up when you push the icon to go to the next book and it doesn't switch over and you're looking at it going, I know it's in here. Why is it saying this? Luke chapter 12, going down to verse 15. And it reads, and he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consisteth not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. If that makes sense to you guys. So these people, when I tell you they teach for money, they're getting paid off. But you got to be aware of that. You got to be aware of these people that are trying to get rich off of this word. Because that's not, that for a man's life consists not in the abundance of the things which he possess. So you can have the whole world, and there ain't nothing wrong with having a bunch of stuff, but make sure that it was in righteousness that you got it. Make sure that the Most High had something to do with the blessing or something. Don't just go out and do whatever you want or teach things which you ought not just to get some money. That's called lying. That is changing the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That goes into Revelation 22, 19, and 20, which removes you from the book of life in 18 and 19, which removes you from the book of life in the verse 19. So let's go back over to the book of Psalm. Let me make sure I didn't leave anything out. No, we're not going to go into the rich man. Let's go over to the book of Psalm. You should already know that it's easier to get a camel through the eye of a needle than it is to get a rich man into the kingdom. A rich man wants his possessions. So he already thinks he has the kingdom, and I think that becomes the problem with rich people. They think that they already have the kingdom because they possess things. But those things are just dross. They're cankered. If you don't sit there and continuously work on them, they fall apart. Look at your car. A car needs continuous maintenance. And that's a perfect example. So if you love your car, you're going to have maintenance it all the time. But if you don't, it just falls apart. So that's why I'm saying all this worldly shit is like that car maintenance. It's just going to fall apart on you. But this 100% truth, it's like gold. It's never going to go bad. It's always going to be solid. It's always going to be a good foundation. Let me go to Psalm 55 and starting at verse 19. Wait. I'm going to start at verse 18. He hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. And what is that battle? The spiritual warfare. We're out here trying to bring out the truth. You got Christians coming from every angle saying that we're wrong, we're dumb, we're stupid. I've heard stupid a lot lately. We're African, we're racist, we're teaching black only. I mean, I've heard everything every time I turn on the TV because all I watch is, the brothers at GMS. So it's like boom, boom, boom every time I switch the channel. Let me keep going. God, this is Psalms 55:19. Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Salah, because they have no changes. Therefore, they fear not Yahweh. Oh, wait. You guys have no fear. You guys think that you're really in control. You're really in control here. He's going to afflict you, all of you, even the old. Because why? You refuse to change. Now you're hearing the truth, Christians, but you're justifying the lie still. Why? Why do you hate the truth so much that you justify your own death? He even tells you that he's going to afflict you. Why? Because they have no changes. Therefore, they fear not God. What's the fear of God? What is the fear of Yahweh? To keep his commandments. Oh, no, those are all done away with. Cha! He's going to take you out, man. He's going to take you out. So let's keep going. I gotta keep reading. Let's keep reading on that. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So wait, let's read that again. Let's read that again. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. So what does he do? He goes against the people that are at peace with him. He's a liar. He's sneaking up on you. But wait, there's more. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. So that's that Christian church pastor right there. He's not really thinking about you. He's thinking about where he's going out to lunch after the offering plate goes through. Remember, they're doing this for filthy lucre's sake. They're doing this for filthy money. Your money becomes filthy. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Why? Because when you teach the laws are done away with, those are drawn swords. Because what is it doing? It's removing the children of Israel from potentially making it into the kingdom. They believe this. There's no way they're getting in. So your words are killing the potential children of Israel. Your words are putting them out. You're taking them out. So his words were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Why? Because he's getting paid to do this. So he knows what he's doing. And his words were softer than oil, yet drawn swords. If you follow his teachings, it's going to put you to death. Verse 22. Cast thy burden upon Yahweh, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. And if it was any wise possible, they would deceive the very elect. But we'll never be moved by you guys. We're never going to be moved. We're never going to believe your false doctrine. Ever. In fact, we're going to teach against it until the day Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai comes and gets us, or they take us out themselves. But I guarantee you one thing. This ain't going to stop. We shall not ever be moved again. Verse 23, but thou, O Yahweh, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Not us. Nope. We're going to be safe. We're going to be safe. He delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. Remember, verse 18? But when you go down to verse 21, what does it say? But thou, O Yahweh, shalt bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. but I will trust in thee. So you bloody, deceitful men, he's going to take you out. He's going to take you out. And worldly gain is going to be your death. Okay? And maybe I have one more and I'm going to stop it right there. I mean, I know I have, like I said, I could go for a couple hours, but no, let's not do all that. Let's just go and make the point, and then we'll call it. So did it again. Come on, give it. Okay, there it is. You know what? Let's start. Let's go to this is the last one I'm going to bring out. We're going to close out with this, and we're going to go to the book of First John, chapter 2, and we're going to start at man. I'm going to start at verse 13. I'm going to start at verse 12. Because each one is saying, I write unto you, I write unto you. Okay, so we'll start at verse 12. The point's actually going to, it's going to make a bunch of points, but really it's going to go into verse 19 is where the point is going to be made. But verse 12, I write unto you, little children, because your sins are forgiven you for his name's sake. But who's calling on his name? Who's calling on Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua? Everybody else is calling on Jesus Christ, Parquet, Butter. You can say anything you want. And then when you try to tell them the name, they want to bring out all the titles that describes his name. So weird. They just really don't understand. Verse 13, I write unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I write unto you, young men, because you have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because you have known the Father. So the children of Israel, that 1/3 that stuck to this truth, that's what it's talking about. To know him is to stick by him, to have faith in him, to study, to love him, to fear him, is to keep his commandments. Verse 14, I have written unto you, fathers, because you have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because you are strong, and the word of Yahweh abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one. Beautiful. Verse 15, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father's not in him. So if you're teaching a feel-good message, and you're telling everybody they can be saved no matter who they are, just come in and deliver that money to the offering plate. We just need to get those numbers. We need numbers. We need numbers. We need a lot of people. The more people, the more money. You're doing it for filthy lucre's sake. So guess what? It says, love not the world. All that, the whole point of money is so what? You can have the lavish things that the worldly life has to offer. Love not the world, neither the things that are in it. Let's get the precept for that real quick. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And it says, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. So that takes us to a very serious precept in the book of Revelation. And it tells you, and I'm going to read it again. Now, I paraphrased it earlier, but now we got to bring it out. Revelation, going down to chapter 18. And we're going to start at well, you know what? Let's start at verse 3. For all nations have drunk from the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard a voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. So it's telling you it's also telling you all through the Bible, man, you got to stay away from this stuff. So going back to it again, let's read it again. And it reads, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Come out of her, my people, right? Don't be a part of this. If any man love the world, then the love of the Father is not in him. So if you can't come out of that worldly state of mind, then you really you have no faith. You Christians really don't have faith, because the love of the Father is not in you, because you guys love the worldliness. You think you should be able to do anything you want with no consequence. And everybody's forgiven. That is just the weirdest doctrine ever. So let me keep reading. Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eye and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. So you guys are doomed. You're doomed. You've got to come out of that. Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins. Let's keep reading now. Let's get to let's get to verse 18. Little children, it is the last time, and as you have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now there are many. Another stupid Christianity doctrine that just got destroyed, one verse at a time. There are many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. So in other words, how do we know we're in the last days right now? We're in those last days. Indeed, there are many antichrists. So I heard, and it says, as you have heard that Antichrist shall come. That Antichrist shall come. Plural. There are many antichrists. There are many antichrists. In other words, what does it mean to be an antichrist, all you smart, intelligent Christians? It means to be against Christ's teachings. If you're supposed to be like Yahushua, then he lived his life within the laws. So how can you say that that you're living that holy, righteous life, but everything you do, all your actions show that you're being worldly? So there shall be many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. So how do we know we're in the last days? Because so many people are against this truth. Even the people that say that they're Christians and they're for the truth and God knows my spirit and God is all love. Well, if God's all love, why does he hate us so much for telling the truth? It's a neat story, right? It's a neat story. One more verse, because we know that this is the last time. And this goes right back, and I ain't talking about you Edomites or you other nations. I'm directly talking to the Israelite Christians. You Israelites that are Christians. You Israelites that don't know who you are, but when you look in the mirror, you see a white person or an Indian person or an Arab person or a Chinese or a Japanese or a Russian. I'm talking to you. Those are the Christians I'm talking to, and the Christians that know who they are, that have forbeared the truth, that reject. This is for you guys. Verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would have no doubt continued with us. But they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. So in other words, you guys went out and started worshiping false gods and saying the laws are done away with, do as thou wilt, self-worship, birthdays, Mother's Day, Easter, Father's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, that's what you guys did. You made manifest that you were not of us. You're the same. You're part of the circumcision, but you refuse and have rejected Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh's teachings. So you are forbearer. Forbearer means to reject. So since you reject, you'll never enter into the kingdom. And with that being said, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear, I hope you got something out of this brief message. Shalom.